Hello everyone, it is MisterStubstep, and today I'm back with another value discussion on the black and white set Boundaries Crossed. I'm gonna be honest, it's starting to heat up now. These sets are starting to get really good. Like always, I will have timestamps or chapters down below if you just want to skip right to the graded card discussion, because I always just go over the spreadsheet before I get into things. And I also have links to a playlist containing all my other value discussions, which include all of the Sun and Moon sets, all the X and Y sets, including promos from both, all the Sword and Shield sets up to Vivid Voltage, as well as all the black and white sets up to Boundaries Cross. We're actually getting close to finishing up black and white, and the last sets in black and white are pretty big hitters, so I'm pretty excited. And I'll also have a link down below to these Google Sheets, so if you want to, look at them, copy and paste them to your own working sheets and update them as you see fit, please feel free. So starting out with some administrative information. So this spreadsheet is as of 29 July, and there's some color coordination there, and it was released 6 November 2012. The base card total 149, secret rare total of 4. This right here, we'll see how the other black and white sets do after this, but this right here I think is the perfect size Pokemon card set for like just collecting and just variability and all that stuff. I mean, look at this. You have 100 to 150 base card totals, and then 4 secret rares. So, pulling a secret rare is kind of hard, but then you have a decent chance at pulling the one that you want if there's one that you want to pull. Are the secret rares within this set that great? Not really, but I think it's a better chance than having like 30 secret rares, because then the chances of you pulling the one that you actually want it's pretty low. So, starting in the left column, we have the card name. So, somebody made... Now, I'll just start. So, starting in the left column, we have the card, which is self-explanatory. If it's in red, it'll be a card that I'm talking about today. And if it's italicized, it's a card that I own. I actually have one card in this set that's worth over $1, so exciting. Rarity, very self-explanatory. Raw on TCG Player is the marketplace value on TCG Player rounded down to the nearest dollar. That's basically all the sold listings on TCG Player, averaged out. And generally leans more towards like a lightly played near mint, but sometimes, depending on recent sales, if the card hasn't been sold that much, it can be dragged down. Grade, I try to find PSA 10s, but if I can't find PSA 10s, I get as close to that as possible. So CGC, other grading companies are lesser than PSA 10s. The sold price is the last sold price on eBay, rounded up to the nearest dollar, not including shipping. Data sell is when that auction or listing ended. And so that's just something good to keep in mind for, if there's been a downward trend or if there's been a surge, you can kind of see, if it was sold back then, maybe it sells for less now, maybe it sells for more now if we're on an incline. And then finally, the PSA 10 population in the far right column. And the number on the left is the number on the number of 10s, and the number on the right is the number currently registered with PSA. If there's an R in parentheses, that means I'm referring to the reverse population report. And in this set, I think there was only one, and that was because there was no regular version of the card graded, so I just used the reverse. And then if you see any gray crossed out, that means there was a best offer accepted on eBay for one of the listings. And I used to be able to know how, there was a couple ways that you could find out what it actually sold for, but I think eBay updated something, and now I can't use those ways. So if you know how to find the best offer price, please let me know. So getting into the set, somebody made a recommendation to kind of adjust the way I do these, so it's a little bit easier to, I guess, look at as I'm talking. So I'm going to try clicking on the spreadsheet at the card that I'm talking about, so it kind of highlights it. And if that makes things too messy or too busy, please let me know. But I'm going to try this out. If it makes it easier, awesome. If it doesn't, please let me know. If it doesn't really matter, then that's fine too. So starting out with the Crystal Wall. So what's interesting about this set is they introduced, TCG Player calls them rare ace cards, but they're like the ace spec cards, and they give me hardcore Digimon vibes. I don't know if you collected the original Digimon cards when they first came out. I kind of regret selling all my Digimon cards because I had almost complete sets of the first couple sets, but whatever. But the Crystal Wall, a rare ace, or I'm just going to call it ace spec card, PSA 10 sold for $103. 6 out of 10 graded a 10. It's a pretty cool card. It's definitely the worst out of the... I think there's one other rare ace that's not included in this video, or maybe this is all of them, but it's the worst that I'll be going over today. Moving down, we have a Pikachu. Skipping a lot, so as you can see, there's a lot of ultra rares, a lot of holo rares. Pretty much every single holo rare in this set is worth over $1, and I think there's only maybe 1 or 2 that aren't. And That's pretty cool. If you opened up a lot of Boundaries Crossed back in the day, or you have a bunch of Boundaries Crossed bulk, I would look through it because all the holo rares, they're about $1, and it makes me curious at what will happen in the future, with X and Y. Even though X and Y was slightly more printed than Black and White, but then like Sun and Moon, like way down the line when just those holos will be worth a couple bucks, that'll be pretty cool. But probably way down the line. So going into the Pikachu. So this is just a common card, so obviously you're going to have a ton of these. Saw listings with like 20 of them. But PSA 9 sold for $40. There's going to be those Pikachu Master Set collectors. Can never really go wrong with, setting back some Pikachus, especially if they're older from 2012. I mean, that's almost 9 years ago, in November. That's pretty crazy. The Dusk Noir, the only card I have from this set. I can't remember where I got this from. I feel like I got it in one of those bootleg, repackaged, like Walmart or Target things where they give you like 20 cards and like a holo or something. And now it's worth $3. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. We have Superior. They actually have all the Generation 5 starters within this set, just in holo rare form, which is kind of cool. PSA 10 sold for $50. Nothing too crazy. I just highlighted this card so I could talk about that. They do have the Generation 5 starters in this set, so that is something to think about. Scroll down to the Ditto. I really like this Ditto holo rare. There's actually a lot of good holo rares within this set and a lot of playable ones. PSA 10, $50, and 5 out of 8 graded 10s. As you can see, a lot of these very low population reports. And then the ones that are graded a decent amount, the ratios aren't too hot as far as getting 10s. But yeah, we have the Stoutland. So this has an ability. I can't remember what the ability is called, but if it's active, then you can't play any support, like your opponent can't play any supporter cards. So that could be really annoying if, you get it up, kind of early or whatever. I don't know. When I see a card like this is the third most expensive holo rare besides Blastoise and Charizard in this set. So I got really curious. I'm like, why is this Stoutland so high up? But I'm guessing it's because of that ability. And I imagine, and there's somebody in my videos that comments often, and they're pretty well versed on the card game, especially like all throughout. And I wasn't collecting during this time or doing anything during this time with Pokemon cards, so it's always interesting to get some of that insight. We have the Blastoise holo rare, PSA 9, $142. Keep in mind, this is only a holo rare card, so not super difficult to pull. 7 out of 54 graded a 10. I imagine this in a 10 would probably get close to, I don't want to say 500, maybe at least 300, being kind of conservative. Honestly, if you have a 9 of a card selling for over 100, it's probably a decent card. Because I think a PSA 10 selling for over 100 is worth it, but nowadays with PSA prices, it's not worth it. But we have the Keldeo EX Full Art. I feel like a lot of the full arts within this set kind of are forgotten, but yeah, there's some good looking ones. This Keldeo is probably one of my least favorite within the set. A 10 was listed for 800. I doubt it sold for 800, but, the population report is low at 14 out of 110, grading a 10. So maybe around 500, maybe 600. I don't know. There's some other full arts within the set. I mean, you can kind of already see them, but that I would expect to do well. But Keldeo, kind of an off and on Pokemon. It is, a mythical, I guess maybe kind of a legendary now because you could catch it in Sword and Shield now, like, through a few means, so yeah, it's become a little bit more easily accessible, but who knows. We have Cresselia, one of my favorite legendaries of all time, actually. Generation 4, PSA 9, sold for $91, 16 out of 108 PSA 10s. Honestly, this is a beautiful card. I wish the Cresselia EX had some love, but there was no recent sold listings, I believe. Actually, I can check that. Yeah, no recent sold listings. Graded sold listings, that is. All these cards had recent ungraded sold listings. Yeah, it's a beautiful card. I wish I had it in my collection, but yeah, that's that. We have the Charon full art. So I'm gonna be honest, Generation 5, well, the story is one of the best, if not the best story in all the Pokemon games. I didn't really like Charon or Bianca, but Charon's artwork in this, it's pretty good artwork. No recent graded sold listings. 11 out of 129 10s. So I bet you if there was a 10 of this, it'd probably sell, the $800 to $1,000 range. Because everybody loved those full arts. And now that, all the full art trainer cards, full art character cards in general have become super popular. People are trying to collect all of the full arts. And, Black and White is when they first started, getting down and dirty with it. We have the Charizard. Oh, actually, we haven't reached the peak yet, but we have reached the most graded card within the set, which kind of makes sense. This Charizard, there's probably a lot of them. Maybe not as much as like some super over mass produced printed evolutions, but still a decent amount out there. But only 262 graded. Maybe there's a whole ton of PSA right now, but a PSA 10 selling for $1,026. This is a hollow rare card. My goodness. And it's hard to grade, but not as hard to grade as some of the other cards within this set. We have the Terrakion Secret Rare, the first Pokemon Secret Rare we'll be talking about. Honestly, this one's kind of cool. I was never a huge fan of this trio, but PSA 10 sold for $228. Not bad. 32 out of 153 graded 10s. We have the Celebi EX Full Art. This is a card that I've just never seen before, and it's quite beautiful. An 8 sold for $80. There's only 10 out of 56 graded 10s. I could maybe see it going for, a few hundred in a 10, maybe more, but yeah, it's just so infrequent, so it's really hard to tell. Celebi is, a popular mythical Pokemon, though. We have the White Kyurem EX Full Art, the top dog within this set, or the top dragon sculpture thing, I don't know. PSA 10, $1,377. 8 out of 51 10s. Has not been graded that much. Imagine it's pretty hard to pull. But $1,300. That is not bad, and I personally think it's a really cool card. There's kind of a lot going on. I mean, there's a lot going on with Kyurem in general, but I don't know. It's a cool card. I mean, and then obviously White Kyurem. Oh, sorry. White Kyurem is when it's fused with Reshiram, and then the Black Kyurem is when it's fused with Zekrom. So we have the Black Kyurem. Unfortunately, no recent graded sold listings. It has the exact same amount of 10s at 8, but 3 less at 48 have actually been graded, at least as of now. So I imagine this would sell for as much, maybe more, maybe slightly less, but yeah, at least $1,000 if I had to guess, in my humble opinion. And then we have the Computer Search, the highest priced rare ace or ace spec card within this set. No recent graded sold listings, 9 out of 42 PSA 10s. I was like, Computer Search. Oh, it's that one from base set. And it's that super good card where you literally discard 2 cards and you can just grab anything from your deck. It's pretty overpowered if you ask me. I think, if I remember correctly, I was talking with the LGS owner about these cards, and I think these are one of those cards where you can only have one in your deck. So obviously you couldn't, just run 4 of these, and oh my gosh, that'd be really overpowered. But yeah, still a really good card. You can have this card amongst, other cards that kind of do similar things. But yeah, very, very good at what it does. We have the Golurk Secret Rare, another one of those shiny secret rares that are kind of underrated, but it's whatever. PSA 10 sold for $275. 20 out of 91. Not bad. We have the Altaria. My favorite shiny secret rare within this set, PSA 8 sold for $165. An 8 of this, $165. Has a slightly lower population at only at 11 10s out of 83 total graded. So, yeah, Altaria is kind of cool. We have the Bianca Full Art. PSA 10 selling for $630. Once again, don't really like Bianca, but this is a dang good artwork. Like, they really did the trainers within this set really well. Like, these are some of my favorite full art trainers. 22 out of 177 have graded 10s. $630 is a very respectable price. And finally, the most expensive ungraded card within this set, $227, but an 8 sold for $138. So, with that disparity, it may raise questions like, why are people paying $138 for an 8 when on TCG Player they're buying it for way more ungraded? The thing is, with an 8, you already know that the chances of it getting a 10 is pretty much impossible. But the ungraded, there's still a little bit of that chance. So I've seen sometimes where 8s and ungraded kind of go for about the same price, and then 9s slightly more, and then 10s, are that boom price. But with black and white full art, it's kind of a tricky situation because the PSA 10 population is so low. The people that are collecting these cards now are truly the collectors. So PSA 8 is like, you're getting into the real niche products at this point. I mean, black and white full art. Skyla, don't get me wrong, Skyla, very popular. And this is a really nice looking full art too. It's within good reason that ungraded is the most popular or the most expensive card within the set. But yeah, $138 in a PSA 8, 16 out of 108 graded 10. All right, let me go down to some tidbits at the bottom. So we have Boundaries Crossed right here. Oh, at 47 cards worth over a dollar. Once again, can't really do averages because there's just not enough data to do averages, and it would be silly to just have, averages with 1 or 2 data points. But so far, Dark Explorers is pretty amazing. But I think Boundaries Cross is slightly better like in a collectible standpoint. 1, it has more cards over a dollar. 2, it has some really good full arts. 3, it has Charizard and Blastoise and Pikachu and all the Gen 5 starters. And it introduces the A-Spec cards. Like, I just think Boundaries Cross has a lot more going for it. Let's scroll over here to the right. Couldn't find any master sets that were sold. I'd be really surprised if I did. Or just like complete sets in general. I saw a bunch of like lots that had like 50 reverse hollows or 50 common, or all the common cards. I found one that was like a near complete set, which I see those all the time, and it's like 60% complete. But they had a few of the full arts, and it was listed for 300 and best offer accepted. Obviously, the full set would sell for way more, but I just thought I would say that because I saw it. Booster pack, it was averaging about $50, which to me seems a little bit low for these types of packs, but who knows? It was averaging about $50 sold listings on eBay. Still no ETBs. We're getting close to the set where ETBs were first introduced, and the booster box recently sold very recently for $3,024. And I think that's a fair price for what you're getting. I mean, there's a lot of potential. I'm not sure if the pull rates of, the secret rares or the A-Specs, maybe it's like 1 per box or 1 per 2 boxes. I'm not sure, but yeah. Overall, really great set. Very pleased to have gone over it. As far as tiers of collectability, in the low, in the low tier, I'd probably put all the shinies, the Blastoise, and then all the A-Spec cards. I don't know, any cards that are like unique rarities, like the Prism Star, Amazing Rares, those are, just more recent ones. To me, those always had like a interesting thing with me. I just think in a way they're somewhat collectible because they're, a finite rarity, like they're not never ending or whatever. So I don't know, it's just kind of interesting. That's just my opinion. I mean, are A-Specs, going to be the super top dollar obscure rarity card? Probably not. But if you have all the A-Spec cards, to me, that's kind of cool. It's like one of those sets of rarity cards that I think is kind of cool to collect. For mid-tiers, I'd put pretty much all the miscellaneous full arts. And then for the top tier, I'd put the Skyla, the Bianca full art, as well as the white and black Kyurem full arts. And then the Charizard. So all the rest of the full arts I would put in the mid-tier. And then the ones that I just listed would be in the top tier. Overall, I think this is a fantastic set. Please let me know down below what you think. If you have any feedback or anything, did you like me, slightly highlighting it on the spreadsheet? Or if you have better suggestions, please let me know. I always appreciate that feedback. I realize these videos don't do super amazing, but there are a few people that do truly enjoy these. And I enjoy doing these and learning about these sets that I never had anything to do with. So it's exciting for me. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. If it's your second video of mine, consider subscribing. If you like what you saw, leave a like. If you don't like what you saw, give me some feedback down below, or just give it a dislike. And that's pretty much all I have. I will catch you guys in the next one. I wish you fast returns on your graded submissions.